Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Hash It Out Show. I am your host, the one, the only J. Your sports guy, and I'm being joined by my brother, my good friend, that you can catch on Max Preps, and you can also catch him on Crescent City Sports. The one, the only Mr. VK Jones. VK, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Good Sunday to you. I guess we in different attire today. Somebody's on decide to show out the guns and and all that. I guess you're trying to. I guess somebody from another show's. Yeah, you're trying to be their protege. I understand. but
No. Now hold up now. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I ain't trying to be like nobody else, but I mean, we got some guns and we got the ball head rocking. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah,
do what we
yeah,
do.
yeah. We do. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know we trying to get some eyeballs, if you know what I mean.
Oh, dude, crazy boy, dude, crazy.
Hey, bro, you got to make things a little interesting, man. You got to make things a little interesting. It's a little too. We appreciate everybody joining us on the show, on the Facebook Live, on the YouTube Live as well. This is not our usual time that we come on, but I think the next couple of weeks we'll be on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Mr. JB, your sports guy, has a tremendous, very tough, you could say, work schedule coming up. So this is the reason why you're gonna see us maybe more on the Sunday tip. So appreciate y'all joining us today.
Definitely appreciate everyone joining us being here. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the semifinals coming up for high school football in the state of Louisiana. We're going to talk about LSU. We're going to talk about Tulane. We're going to talk about the Bayou Classic. But we're going to start off with some of the games, the playoff games that happened this past Friday night. And for a lot of New Orleans area schools, it was not a good night. We're going to start off with the main event that we had on Friday night, Carr versus Catholic of Baton Rouge, the showdown that everyone was looking forward to. And Catholic defeated Edna Carr 34-26, jumped on them early, was up 17-0 at one point. Carr came back, took the lead 18-17. And then Carr was driving once again, and then a crucial fumble that flipped the momentum to Catholic. And Catholic went down the field and scored. Carr's coming back down the field again, and on fourth down, which is something that's been typical in these playoffs these past 3 years for Carr, which I'll say in a little bit, AJ Samuel gets sacked on fourth down. Catholic gets the ball, goes back down the field and scores again. Pretty much the game is over. Catholic wins 34-26. VK, what are your thoughts about this game first?
Well, I said it myself that the game was going to be really close, and Carl was somehow pull it out. I was very much wrong on it, but at the same time, give a lot of credit to Catholic. Not surprising what happened at all, because the fact of the matter is the Catholic Bears, they're a good team. They've been a good team all year as well as Carl. And you wish this matchup would have been in the state championship, which it didn't. But at the same time, Catholic did an unbelievable job being the aggressor and stayed being the aggressor more than anything else. I was listening to Coach Bryce Brown on post game recap and stuff like that, and like you said, there was some mistakes early, and they shouldn't have even made, and it happened. And Catholic just took advantage of it. They took advantage of it big time. And for Coach David Seminole in year number 2, I mean, he's really maintaining this program very, very well since the great Dale Weiner having his program up the way it was, and him finally winning a state championship for the school. But at the same time, the other two coaches, in the way things were looking, you thought Catholic has fell off. Catholic has really rose to another level with their program, so they are very well organized and everything else. Carr, yeah, man, it was tough for them. Tough. And what I was hearing, that Jonathan Backs was all over the place. on Friday night as well. Defense kept him in it. AJ, I think the injury might have affected just a little bit, but I know you might have more word on it. But regardless of the fact, Catholic was just a little bit the better team for that night, and they got it done. And what counts is if you're the better team for that particular night.
That's definitely what counts when it comes to playoff team. But I'm going to say this: Carr came back, took the lead. They came back and took the lead, and then they were driving again. If they don't fumble this ball, could we be saying something different?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just hearing I'm just you're just telling me this, and as one thing I did not see, but I was like, wow, Carr. I knew Carr came back, and eventually they did take the lead, but they did. I didn't realize that they got a 3-and-out and had a chance to extend the lead.
Correct.
Now, if they would not fumble the ball, if that would have been not a turnover, it would be Carr going to the semifinals because that would have been some huge momentum right there. And that's what Carr needed. And that turnover there alone really bit him big time because that gave Catholic a lot of hope. A lot of hope. And the one thing you don't want to do, you do not want to give a good team hope at all. You got to put a foot on the throat and keep it there. If you don't, they'll get some hope and confidence, and all of a sudden, you might be in a little bit of trouble down the line.
Well, so that happened. That happened. I said earlier there was a fourth down play. AJ Sanders got sacked. And I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, the film is out there from Karen Crow, and especially from Westgate, that you could blitz in the car when you got the athletes and the players that can cover in the car receivers. And on another fourth down play, here we go again. AJ Sanders gets sacked. And it goes back to what I was saying last year about not putting in an extra tight end to help block. And I don't know if this is the case this time, but I'm only assuming. But I've seen it. So I have every right to assume this. But, I mean, you got to protect your quarterback at all times. You have to. And I don't know, but it hurts that in the car is not moving on. It hurts that AJ Samuel being my cousin in his senior year, he's not moving on. It hurts. But they had a shot to win. And I heard a lot of their fans say that they were playing the refs also. I don't want to go by what they say. But I mean, you come back and you're up 18-17. You got the momentum. You got to hold on to that lead. You have to at all costs. And it just wasn't Carr's day. And Baton Rouge Catholic moves on. Now, we go to Pan Am Stadium where Warren Easton lost to Karen Crow 29-26. Karen Crow jumped out on them early. And then once again, Warren Easton came back and took the lead 26-22. Karen Crow got a late touchdown, wins the game. VK, is it similar to Carr? Warren Easton waking up late to try to come back and win and then just couldn't hold the lead like in the car?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very much similar. And Easton is a second half team. They're a second half team. They wake up in a slow start, and Coach Jerry Phillips said that all year more than anything else. And he said it even in the Catholic. He said our problem is we start off the gate slow instead of just going off and play full quarters. And that's what you got to play full quarters to win. And for Warren Easton to come back and being down 2 scores, and I'm thinking when they took the lead, I thought Warren Easton was going to win the game. I thought Easton was going to win that ball game after we seen them wake up the last couple weeks after the car game. So, but this time, credit the resiliency of Karen Crow for them to just bounce back, and for them knowing that this is not their first rodeo, and felt like let's go take this team out like we did Call a couple years ago. Let's take them out. We've been there before. Let's take them out. And that's what they did. Credit Karen Crow. Credit what they did. I mean, wow, for them to come down late and get that win. And I feel really bad for Easton. And I mean, they had where it was looking all what they've overcome. You thinking that this could get them to the dome possibly, but man, that was really huge for Karen Crow to come down and get it late, and a huge win coming down to New Orleans this time. So that's big for the Karen Crow Bears.
Look, Karen Crow got talent and athletes that can go play on the field with anyone in the state, to be honest with you. They really do. I thought this type of offense would give Easton problems, which it did in the beginning. Looked like Easton kind of figured it out, was able to get stops, but when you're already a championship team, Warren Easton has been to many championship games that hasn't won. Karen Crow has won already. So when you're a championship team and you know how to win, this plays a factor into your game, until you playing, because you know how to win. You've overcome adversity. You know what you have to do, and pretty much this is what happened. This is what happened. Same with Baton Rouge Catholic winning these championships. They've overcome adversity. They know how to do it. And the car hadn't won since 2019. Baton Rouge Catholic hasn't won the past couple of years. So they know how to deal with tough situations. And Karen Crow was faced with one when Warren Easton came back, but they couldn't hold the lead. And Warren Easton goes home, and Karen Crow moves on. Now,
I think it's a sign more than anything else. I could definitely say this from that state championship on, and I should have said that a couple years ago. Karen Crow is back, man. Karen Crow is back. They took a decline over the years, but even the time when they got to the state championship and lost to West Monroe, I was thinking more than anything else, is this the old Crow Bears of Kevin Falk and company? How much of a program they were back then. The Bears are back, bro.
Yeah.
And look like they're here to stay.
I'm going to move on to the game where I was at in Lafayette, Louisiana. The Archbishop Shaw Eagles took on the Turtles Catholic Rebels. Turtles Catholic gets the victory, 27-21. And I'm going to start off with a question to you. Have you ever seen a coin toss where one team wins the coin toss, and then all of a sudden they bring them back out to redo the coin toss, and the other team wins the coin toss? Have you ever seen anything like that or heard of anything like that?
No, the only time I seen something like that was the Thanksgiving Day game between the Detroit Lions and Pittsburgh Steelers, where somebody flipped a coin, somebody said what they wanted, and the referee just like, no, he said tails. No, I said heads. I said heads.
The wrong bets.
And it was heads. Exactly. So that's the last time I heard of that.
Well,
close to it.
Shaw won the toss and deferred to the second half. They did everything. And ref walked to the side and all that stuff, and they announced it. And then they bring them back out, and then they say Turtles Catholic wins the toss and deferred. So we going crazy in the stands, like what the hell going on? Coach Hank, he going crazy. I never saw nothing like this from the beginning. So we get the kickoff, third and whatever. David Kinsey Jr. takes it to the house, 95 yards. That will be in the Shaw record book as the second longest rushing touchdown ever in Shaw history. Shout out to David Kinsey Jr. And then they get the ball. They run a reverse on their first play. Got a good chunk, and a personal foul was added for a late hit. And then, bam, we stop them. They were trying to throw the ball. We stopped them. They stopped us. They get the ball back, trying to throw the ball again. We stopped them. They couldn't throw the ball on us. So second quarter starts. Turtles Catholic makes adjustment right then and there. What's the adjustment? Run the ball on Shaw. And they were gashing Shaw. And Turtles Catholic isn't a running team. But David Kinsey Sr., he pointed this out. game. He said the type of plays that they started running for the running plays were the same running plays St. Charles Catholic and Rummel ran on Shaw that worked. And they were gashing us. But Kinsey Jr. ran another 60-yard touchdown. We went into halftime time 14-14. They get the ball, they scored out the gates. And here's where things kind of turned a little bit. We had to punt the ball. And the punter slipped. The field was slippery from the rain. Slip. They get the ball. Yeah, should have been 17-14 going to half for Shaw. They did throw an interception. That is correct. They get the ball, and we stopped them. We stopped them again. So it's 2014. We stopped them. We get the ball. One of the plays is a mix-up between the quarterback and Kinsey Jr. Fumble, scoop, and score 6. We down 27-14. And I've always said, I dread the day where Shaw don't have a passing game and we in trouble. And here we are. There you go. They both slipped. There it is. Both slipped. You had a better view because that was right in front of you. I was a little further down, DK. So they both slipped. We got a long pass to Mike Thomas. He caught a long pass. And then on 4th and 1, beginning of the fourth quarter, David Kinsey runs it in. 27-14. They get the ball back. We stop them again. We stop them again. We get the ball now. We driving. Get a long pass play to Gavin Richard. Like, whoa, we throwing the ball. What's going on? Get a long pass play. 4th down again. About 4th and 8, maybe, 4th and 10. And bruh, here's where the chaos comes in. They throw a pass to Mike Thomas. The cornerback never turns to play the ball. He tackles Mike Thomas in the end zone. 4th and 7. He tackles Mike Thomas in the end zone. There's a back official and the side official. 2 of them got perfect view. No freaking flags. No flags. You got to make that call, bro. This the playoffs. You got to make that call. Easiest pass interference call you will ever see. He's clearly tackled before the ball gets to him. He's jumping for the ball. You got to make that call. They get the ball back. They go down the field. I want to say 3rd and something, maybe 4th and something. They get a 1st down. Pretty much your ball game. Yeah, would have been 1st and goal. Pretty much your ball game, bro. But here's where I have another problem. 2 things. So they get the 1st down. It's 40 seconds left. Nothing Shaw can do. Nothing Shaw can do, right? This side ref tells Coach Hank to stay off the field and stay quiet. Another one of the coaches tells the ref, don't be mad because he's telling you right. Ref throws a flag on Shaw. Add on a 15-yard personal foul penalty. That's spiteful. That is spiteful, bro, because nothing Shaw can do. The game is over. What point were you trying to make by doing that? And then you run to the end zone. You go over to the end zone. That was spiteful. What point were you trying to make? 40 seconds left. There's nothing Shaw can do. Game over. You throw a flag on him. And then number 2, back to that pass interference play, you go to the coach and say, hey, I apologize for missing the pass interference play. Hell no, bro. You don't tell that to no coach. You swallow that and go with it, bro. That lets you know right then and there, you knew it's pass interference and you didn't throw the goddamn flag. You cost us 1st and goal. Right then and there. Now, don't get me wrong, we had our chances, bro. We had our chances, and we fought the hell out of them boys. Them boys are bigger than us. But goddamn it, bro, to admit you missed it at the end of the game, I got a problem with that. Go ahead, PK.
Wow. I mean, it sounded like this was home call city from the jump. I mean, and this what happens when you go on the road. You got to overcome all that. It's tough. It's tough as hell. But I hate to say this, and I know you're Shaw alumnus, and I know there's Shaw alumnus watching, and I hate to say this, and I feel bad for Shaw. I really do. I really do. Oh wow, that
Yeah, let's
why
mention
you
that. He
say,
did tell me that. Yes.
oh, they're trying to twist his ankle. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, Turlings can get a little dirty. They can get a little dirty up there. They really could. Now, now looking at him more than anything else, to a Shaw alumnus, and I hate to say this, and I'm going to make a comparison. You might not like it, but this is just how I feel. Okay, I feel bad for you, but here's the thing. To me, this is what happened, and it went the other way around. Years and years ago, 2008, Salmon Shaw, how Shaw
Oh, hold
got
up.
to that. No, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
we
I'm
we we
sorry.
we have gone back and forth
I
about this for
have to
years.
go back to that.
No,
I have
no,
to.
no,
No, I have to.
no,
No, I have to.
no.
No, no, I'm
You
sorry.
can go back to it.
I could
I'm gonna your argument again, bro. Because no, bro. But go ahead. Say what you
it
got
my
to say about the
it
2008
it
against
it
Salmon. Go right ahead.
all I'm gonna say is this. It was like the Salmon game, but this time on the other foot. On the other foot. Because of the fact of the matter was, and I don't care what anybody say,
I don't care
I
what you
had
say.
two people, I had two people that I know closely the sources that were
I got
there.
the video. I got the video myself.
Of course, you got the video, and the camera guy got the video, a close-up of the whole thing. The whole thing. There was two calls that was critical. One, Salmon had a quarterback sneak going into the end zone. It was a touchdown. And then all of a sudden they called a flag called aiding a runner by Salmon. And they got penalized. That is not hardly called at all. And then all of a sudden, last play of the ball game, and the quarterback from Salmon tried
Daniel
to get
Sam's.
in the
Daniel Sam's.
yeah, Daniel
Great
Sam's
quarterback.
tried to get in
Great
the end zone.
quarterback, bro.
He tried to get in the end zone. One, there was a potential pass interference call that was a call, and two, Daniel Sams was grabbed from the face mask. The game was at Salmon, Dave. The game was at Salmon. Salmon got absolutely robbed of them going to the state championship game. They got robbed. So plain and simple, it's everything come the full circle years later on the other foot. And this time, Coach Hank is the coach.
Let
Scott
me
Bain's father was the
let me
coach
tell
at
you
that time,
something.
but
Let me
now it's
tell you
Coach Hank.
something. Let me tell you something right quick.
Just saying.
So David Kinsey, 2008. Okay, my brother last year. All right, remember that I told you, that was his last game in the dome. Well, we had to go to Salmon. Salmon was up 10-0 the whole game going into the fourth. 10-0 the whole game. All right, we scored a touchdown. They came back. Daniel Sams, they driving fourth and goal from like their 3. Daniel Sams picked the ball. He runs to the corner. Chad meets him. Pow! At the 2-yard line. Stop him. We go down the field. We scored a touchdown. And let me say this. That whole year, Daniel Sams never threw an interception. He threw 2 that game. Chad Boyd picked him off twice. We go down the field. 14-10, we take the lead. And it's like 10 seconds left. They throw a Hail Mary, David Kinsey. Another cornerback and hits Chad by mistake. They catch the ball and we tackle them on their own 1-yard line. So they call timeout. It's like a couple seconds left. They run a quarterback sneak. And yes, they aided the runner. The ref is right there. I'm right there. My mom got the camera like you had your camera for your son. We did the same thing. My mom and my dad got the camera. It's on the video. They run behind them. 2 people and put them to the end zone. They do the flag. All right. We take the penalty. They had like 1 second left. So they get another play. Daniel Sam look for somebody. They're not open. He takes off running. And yes, one of the star linebackers grabs his face mask. And then the rest of the star team tackles him. They did miss the face mask. And the next morning, the paper, what's on the cover of the sports section? The face mask grab. The photographer had it in the newspaper. So yes, they missed the face mask, and Salmon should have got another chance. I will admit that. Yes, I will not be biased. They should have got another chance to score, but the ref missed it, which is
And
sad. But the aiding the runner, that happened.
and Dave, I see what you're saying. We were on the road and we had film. Dave, newspaper has a picture. Plus, Robert O'Shields that used to work with WGNO. Me and him close friends. The next day, he shows me on camera close shot of the two plays. Close shot.
What he had still shot
Yeah, no, not just still camera video.
on video he had because the video I got it. You see the two guys pushing.
Yeah, he had the close shot of the other two guys and that last play with the face mask. He was like, "Man, VK, take a look at this. Take a look at this." And he showed me that, and it was. He saved it on his camera, and he showed me, and I was like, "Wow, highway robbery." It's just now, all these years later, it is flipped, and sometimes you see that in certain teams or
It ain't
whatever,
about flip,
you
but
know.
the
But
face mask
it's a
call,
mess. It's
the
don't
face
get me
mask
wrong.
should have been called. This path of interference should have been called.
It's a messed up situation for y'all. It's like all these years later, karma that came around to y'all, and then now highway robbery for y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's unbelievable to
I
see
didn't
that.
say
And
that's
to
highway robbery, but that should have been called. It should have been called.
right now, I'm saying it's still highway robbery because it's not fair for in the beginning for that coin toss to happen a second time. It's not
No,
fair
not at all.
that you had a pass interference with two officials that's right in front
Two.
that don't see it, that should have had called that, and then all of a sudden the officials gonna go talk to Coach Hank like they did, which they had no right doing that.
It was
They had
over.
no
That
right
was
doing that.
spiteful.
There was no right doing
Spiteful.
that. It sounded like to me more than anything else, and no knocking Turner Catholics program. They got a hell of a program. It sounded like somebody was maybe in somebody's pocket. That's how I'm looking at it. Because it's just not, you know, they
Yeah.
didn't have
That
they didn't have
that
to apologize.
no,
They
not at
should have
all.
they
That
could have.
there, bro.
I can understand taking full responsibility and you feel bad for what you did. I get it. And I can understand that official might have felt sick to his stomach. But for his conscience, I commend him, but at the same time, could have maybe kept it in a kept to himself. Could have just kept to himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The refs
Yeah.
have to be escorted by the
Bad too,
police
boy, because
too.
them Shark fans were letting them have it when they were walked off. And them cops are right there with them.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah, hard loss for the Shaw Eagles. They fought their behinds off, bro. They fought. Nothing to be ashamed of. And just didn't go the way we wanted it to go. But gotta make them calls, refs. Gotta make them calls. All right. Let's go to LCA versus De La Salle. This game was close the entire game. But had Shaw going this far. Well, me and you did, DK. We had him. we had him.
We did. We
We
did.
had him. Yeah. LCA and De La Salle was close the whole game until the fourth quarter. Where LCA just took off. The quarterback had over 600 yards total. What's your thoughts about this one, right quick?
LCA made one of the biggest statements of the weekend. One of the biggest statements. I mean, not just that for the whole district. And I'm gonna give my thoughts after we talk about the other games on that particular district and area.
Mm-hmm.
LCA, I mean, De La Salle, they had probably one of the best offensive lines in the state. But LCA's defense, they kept digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, and they had made some huge stops late in the second half. That was the key for LCA getting it done because they knew LCA can score the ball. But at the same time, their defense had to make some huge stops, in which they did, stopping PJ Martin, stopping the passing game, and it really, really helped LCA get it done. And credit Trev Folk and his team, man. I mean, that is big. And LCA is they looking good right now, especially bouncing back after what happened last year against St. Charles.
Definitely, definitely. DK said Shaw would have won. He didn't see Shaw beating Lafayette with DK hurt. LCA. Yeah,
Mm.
it's main part of
I,
our offense this year, man. Main part of our offense
right.
is David Kinsey Jr.
And David Kinsey, and I'm gonna say this: LCA is really a really good team, and Shaw might have had a shot. The thing is, DK would have had to be the key because they would have to keep LCA off that field. And the thing is, you got to take advantage when it's there. I think it's a sign LCA is a better team this year than anything else than last season. And that's what makes that LCA team really, really scary. So the thing with Shaw, you got to keep him off the field. They would have played him, but at the same time, you know, you got to be the aggressors. You got to be the aggressors.
All right, we're gonna move on right quick to Edie White versus Kennedy. Kennedy had a great season, but I said this would be the game where they would have trouble. They playing a team that was in the state championship game last year, has a good running attack on offense that's hard to stop, and that was the key. Kennedy had a hard time stopping their offense with Edie White winning 35-20. What are your thoughts about Edie White versus Kennedy?
Well, Kennedy stayed in it early. They stayed in it in the ball game for a long time, and then all of a sudden, the big stops by Edie White was huge. And I mean, all of a sudden, Edie White took charge, the run game, and they kept Kennedy off that field. Like I said, Kennedy had to be the aggressors. When we picked this game, I was hoping Kennedy would get it done, but I said that Kennedy had to be the aggressors. You have to be the aggressors against a good team like Edie White. You have to. If you don't and you get behind, you get a little bit of trouble because they run the football too well. So with that being said, great season for Kennedy, great season for Leonard Alfage, still one of the candidates for Coach of the Year. And I mean, what a great job he's done. And I think Kennedy has a real good future down the line. So, big ups to them and big ups to probably one of the best seasons that the school's ever had in the football program.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the best season, but they never got to the quarterfinals. So this is definitely the best season. District championship, get into the third round of playoffs to play during Thanksgiving week. This is great for them. Great. And
Yeah,
yes, like you said, props to Coach Elfage for what he's done with this program, to he and his coaching staff. Now,
right.
as you see, DK said he heard fans were trying to fight. No, DK. No, DK. It wasn't no trying to fight. There was a fight that happened, and it's a shame that this happened. And it wasn't with Edie White people, it was Kennedy people fighting within themselves, which is a shame and sad on their part, which is something that shouldn't have happened. I'm not gonna get into all the details because I'm not that type of person, but y'all gotta do better. Yeah, y'all lost, and don't blame each other and don't call out each other for this and that. No, y'all are a community. Y'all are as one. Support your team. No fighting with each other. That should never happen. And that's an embarrassment to Coach Elfage and his staff, um, to Kennedy High School. That's a straight up embarrassment to be fighting within yourselves. That should never happen. And when I got the news, I was on the phone with you when I got the news, and I told you about what happened, and it was sad. And we got to do better, people. We got to do better. We got
Yeah,
to do better. Period.
exactly. And they said Dwight Jarrett said something about roughing the kicker. Yeah, it's a critical call in a ball game. You got to be fundamental, especially on special teams. You have to watch yourself on angles because that will happen. That call, especially on the road, that call will happen. But for the fans, I tell you, I heard and I heard some from other sources exact details of who it was. I'm truly distraught on that. I'm very sad
Yeah.
about that. I'm very sad about it, especially who was involved.
Right.
Because I mean, come on, man, this is ridiculous. And if I'm
Yeah.
Coach Elfage, I would have a meeting not just with the parents and fans right after, but with the alumni. They need to come together because this is just it just was not. Ooh, it wasn't touched. Home call. That's all I can say. Home call, Dwight. Got to get used to it, bro. We're used to it. You're gonna get that on the road. I hate to say that. You're gonna get that on the road. It's a messed up. It's messed up, and you see that all the time. But might be different when you're at home, maybe. But that's a messed up situation. But for that, I think the alumni of Kennedy and Coach Elphage and the parents of the football, they need to have a meeting. They need to have an overall meeting, talk, hash things out, and come together because that's uncalled for. The biggest black eye Kennedy has gotten was years and years ago when Kennedy fought a lot of people out there in Barb. And I remember that fight to this day. And it's ridiculous.
Let me ask you a
It's
question.
ridiculous.
Let me ask you a question. I think if Kennedy fans called you the N word too, you'd have been fighting.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree. No, 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 no. I'm not.
I'm not even mad at him about that.
No, 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 no. I'm not mad at him by that. But regardless of the fact, that was still a black eye for the school. Regardless of the fact, it's still a black eye. You have to fight for what you believe in, but at the same time, you just wish when it never came down to that. And now you're labeled, regardless of the fact you're labeled, and it's crazy. It shouldn't have never been labeled, but that's what it is. But for seeing that, what happened that Friday, that's really worse than what happened then, because that's ridiculous. Within yourselves, come on now, you should have been like, should have been just cheering. The entire Kennedy side should have had they should have been on their feet, cheering the team, telling them
Correct.
thank you, hugging
Yes.
your kids, hugging everybody, shaking Coach Elfage's hand for the great season that they had. And I'm telling you now, Kennedy fans, you needed to get it together. Please do not become the Warren Easton fans and some St. Augustine fans that are freaking ungrateful for what they have. Please don't become them. Please, just don't become them. It'll make you look so bad. And I'm saying that because I know Kennedy alumni personally. So please don't become them ungrateful folks. Don't do it.
Yeah, David Kinsey. Some years ago, it was Kennedy playing Barb, and Barb beat the mess out of Kennedy. And this before Katrina. This
Yeah.
is before Katrina,
Mm-hmm.
and they were saying the N word to the fans of Kennedy and to the football team, and it caused a major brawl. And you can find it on YouTube somewhere because somebody had it all on
Mm-hmm.
video. But yeah, I was. But in this case, yeah, it was very sad. Yeah, this was JFK's best season ever. Yes, sir.
Yes, it was.
ULab coming down and beats the brakes off of Newman 49-13. ULab got 2 defensive touchdowns. One was a pick six for 101 yards. Arch Manning led the team in rushing for 84 yards, but passing was only 8 of 22 for 96 yards. I sat here and said that ULab got the athletes to cover those 2 receivers. I said Will Randall will be missed for sure this game. Newman on defense didn't have the athletes and the talented players to keep up with these guys at ULab. And man, it showed. And I'm also wondering if they saw film of how Manny played Arch Manning. I'm wondering because he was 8-22 that game also. Just wondering, just wondering. But hey, this was a statement win. This was a statement win. Because didn't ULab play in the Dome last year or play for a championship?
I think ULab they got to the semis or they
To the
got to the
semis?
then they got to the semis or the championship, one of the two. But for ULab, I mean, it just made a statement. And I think ULab has bounced back big time. Cause at first, when they lost to Madison Prep, I was like, ULab might be tough, but they have some weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking Newman can take them down because after everything Newman has been through this season and everything that they prepared for to get them to this point. But for ULab to come there and outplayed Arch Manning and everybody. And you were right. I'm gonna give you props, Jared. You did right. They missed Will Randall, and that's a huge key right there. And everybody else was picking up a slack, but when everybody else gets shut down, and then who else gonna step up? And Arch had to almost do it by himself. So with that, and credit University, they got a lot of athletes over there. I mean, they they mixed up a lot. They got a mixed team, but at the same time, they almost like Shaw Rummel. They got a good bit of athletes on the team. So credit them. That's a major win. And I think ULab has really, you can say, back in the fold for winning a state championship.
All right. We'll get into our picks for the semifinals in a little bit, but let's go to a little bit of college football. Let's start with the debacle.
Now, before we go forward with that, I wanted to say this to all the New Orleans schools and everything. Congratulations on a great year and all that stuff. I know it was a tough week. Man, I mean, I ain't never seen anything like this in a while. But be grateful for what these teams have done this year. I think a lot of these teams are going to be back, and I could definitely say so far we were wrong on a lot of these picks. We were wrong. But then on top of that, I think it's just not New Orleans' year too much. We'll see what happens with the other teams locally coming up this week, and hopefully they can hold the fort and maybe have a chance to state championships. But at the same time, it's just so far it's just not our year for some of these teams. We thought that was going to win it all, and you just got to. And some people keep saying Orleans Parish, this, that, the third. Let me tell you something, bro. Orleans Parish has already changed the game years ago. So trust me, it's not what it was in the 90s, okay? Orleans Parish can compete with anybody. So shut your pie hole and think about what you're saying and go back in the history books and look at what it was in the 90s to now. These programs are better. They're competing against good teams. These Orleans Parish schools couldn't compete no country teams, nor these other out-of-town teams like talking about it, unless you're better. And that's what happened. We had a lot of teams that became better. And also, I'm going to say this once, I'm going to say it again. That Lafayette area this year is the deepest area this season. That is the best area this season for football. I'm saying that right now. You see 4 of that 5 in that hard district. They're where they at. They're in the semifinals. So that hard district and then Karen Crow, I don't think they're in that same district, but still, that Lafayette area is deep. So please respect the Lafayette area this season. They have some awesome teams this year.
And I'm gonna say this before we move on to LSU right quick. Going back to the schedule the LHSAA made for the Superdome for the state championship, and how that Division III select was the main event on Friday night, knowing they were banking on Arch Manning and Newman to be in the championship game. And now that isn't happening. Like I said, a Division II game should have been the main event. Or if you wanted to try to get one Division I game in there, that is fine. You don't have a Division II start off and then Division III is your championship game. They did that because of Arch Manning, and now it's biting them in the ass. Now moving on.
That's what you wanted, and you got it.
Mm-hmm. LSU, the debacle that we saw last night, that was pretty embarrassing in my point. They lost to a team that they should have beaten. They lost 38-23. LSU looked like the team that we saw week 1 against Florida State. I don't think they were prepared. I don't think the coaches got them prepared. I also think they were overlooking A&M, looking forward to playing Georgia, and they got the brakes beat off of them. That was an embarrassing performance, and now you are not going to the college football playoffs if you beat Georgia, and you're only going to the Sugar Bowl if you beat Georgia. And if you don't beat Georgia, you ain't going to the Sugar Bowl. That's going to be Alabama or Tennessee. So do what you got to do. But last night was an embarrassment. I'm sorry. That was horrible. VK.
You took all the words out of my mouth. You took all the words out of my mouth. Yesterday, I'm just enjoying, I'm enjoying my birthday. Had a great day. We'll talk about the Bayou Classic in a little bit, but I'm enjoying the whole day, everything. I'm watching LSU. I'm like, I'm hoping these people have a business, even if it's close to pull away and win. And I see absolute dumpster fire, straight dumpster fire. I mean, it's just nuts. I thought LSU was gonna take care of business and stuff. Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Uh, it was just all I'm gonna tell you is this: Texas A&M. I don't care what anybody say, and I definitely appreciate it, Dwight. I was spending time with my cousin yesterday. We chilling, we watching the game. He was like, maybe LSU was just that bad. I was like, well, I don't think LSU is that bad. I think it's just the fact they overlooked these guys and lost to a terrible, terrible Texas A&M team. And all I was thinking that this might be it for Jimbo Fisher. I think that win then probably bought Jimbo Fisher time. That's all it freaking did. It bought him time. It's just ridiculous. And to me, like, yeah, Arkansas, I think Arkansas had a good blueprint to beat LSU. And I think Texas A&M took it to another level, and they handled their business. They did a great job, and I'm gonna give Texas A&M credit defensively. They did a great job getting in the running lanes and not letting Daniels do damage and do work with his legs instead of his arm, and make him force him to beat him with his arm. So a lot of credit going to Texas A&M defense last night. Everything else, look, I'm gonna tell you, Texas A&M is freaking terrible. They are terrible. I'm like this. Some of these, like I said, like last year with Texas A&M beating Bama, and you see how Texas A&M ended the season, fluky. That was a fluky win last year against Bama, and this year I could say that's a fluky win for Texas A&M and LSU. I'm sorry, it's a fluky win. I'm telling it like it is. It's fluky. Cause look, dude, Texas A&M should have lost to Arkansas. I don't know how in the living hell Arkansas lost to this team. I do not know. I still don't know, and I don't care. Bruh, Texas A&M is terrible. LSU should have handled business. They didn't. They look bad. And I hate to say it, good luck against Georgia. Good luck. Because it don't look good. It really don't. It really don't look good going to the SEC championship.
David again, the A&M should have put the offer on the table right then and there. Bam. I'm telling you, man, it's been off on the table, man. It's being real. All right. Now, Louisiana, the Tulane Green Wave. Tulane, Tulane, in my opinion, could be undefeated or should have one loss. The loss to Southern Miss should have never happened, number one. I'll tell you that. I know they were going to be in a dogfight with Cincinnati. That was not going to be easy. I'm at the DraftKings sports betting place in Golden Nugget Casino in Lake Charles, sitting down watching it with my cousin and my uncle. We watching Tulane, and tell you what, man, I'm happy for the Green Wave, proud of them. They made history by defeating Cincinnati. They broke their 32 game home winning streak, number one. And number two, for the first time, we'll host the AAC championship game Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. at Tulane in a rematch against UCF. Tulane defense played well. Offense played good. Tajay Spears ran his behind off, bro. Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Pratt was off early in the game, but late in the game was starting to connect. Starting to connect. They made the right stops at the right time, made right plays at the right time to get this win. And that last stand for the defense, man, getting 2 sacks in a row to end that game, phenomenal job. by Tulane, and I will be in the building Saturday at 3 o'clock. So will
Well,
you, right?
yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna be in the building too. Couple of my peoples, couple of our peoples. We gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make a quick little check before I give my thoughts of the ball game. And I'm monitoring how much ticket sales so far in this. Before I talk with you, before I got on here, I said there was 12 sections left that is being sold right now as we speak. Right now as we speak, they have 7 sections left, and 6 of the 7 sections low possibility of tickets. So you know what that means. Probably by the end of the day, this game gonna be sold out. So get your tickets now. All they have right now is probably 20, 35, $50 tickets. So you better get it now. Cause look like this is gonna sell out at the end of the day. And Tulane's gonna have the biggest crowd ever in the history of Yeoman Stadium, and also hosting that championship game. I mean, Tulane, I went by my cousin, watched it. It was great. Tulane, I mean, it was a tight game. Cincinnati, give them a lot of credit. They did not want to give up that AAC, that American
Mm-mm.
Conference title. They did not want to give it up. And it was hard, and Tulane had to earn it, and they got it done. Tajay Spears, and I'm gonna say this, and this is key. And this was the thing that got me in the UCF game. Tajay Spears went nuts through the first half, a little bit of the second half. And they kept Tulane in it. And they stopped giving him the ball. And I'm like, why you not keep giving him the ball? Because he gives you everything he can besides Pratt and everything else. He take pressure off Pratt. So they mix it in with the other running backs, Celestine and all these other guys. That's the one thing I didn't like the first time they played UCF. But they had him running all over the place against Cincinnati, and I'm like, Willie Fritz, thank you. Thank you. Tajay Spears is your number one. Give it to him. If he's being stopped, yeah, go get your other backs. But if Tajay Spears is hot early, keep giving him the damn ball. Keep giving him the damn ball. I'm telling you now. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's interesting. Now, like I said, Tajay Spears is a great weapon. He had a great game. Michael Pratt had a really good game. The defense made some plays when it mattered. And sometimes it's hard for them to get pressure, but the 2 sacks was big. But for that, Tulane hosting the championship, that's the greatest news we'd had all week in the state of Louisiana. And I think it's gonna be a great game. UCF won. I mean, they got the bejesus scared out of them on Saturday.
They sure did.
We was
That
watching
rivalry
that.
game.
South
Yeah.
Florida. And they had a 3-touchdown lead. South Florida took the lead on them. But credit UCF, they went down the field, scored the touchdown, and got it done. So it's going to be a big crowd. UCF bought a large allotment, probably one of the biggest allotments. I don't know if I know you've been in every Tulane game, but I think that probably was the biggest allotment of fans we've seen all year from a road team.
I
So,
think the big game this year was the homecoming game against Memphis. UCF was big too, and the Southern Miss game was big too. Those are the three biggest ones ever at that stadium.
but I'm
This
talking
about
about, did Memphis bring a lot of fans for
yeah,
homecoming?
yeah,
Oh wow! So it was as
yeah,
big as UCF's. Okay,
yeah.
but
So
UCF was ridiculous. They was all up in the road section and passed it. They coming, bro.
oh, they're coming
Tulane
back.
fans. Oh,
They're
they
coming.
coming back.
They're
Tulane
coming.
fans. I hope you sell it out, and I hope you mostly there. Let's show out to these UCF fans that Tulane has a great fan base in them. Please do, because it seemed like they came up and took over the freaking stadium the last time they played. So Tulane fans, I need you to show out and stay at the game. Don't leave. This is a championship. The Tulane fan base, I like them. but there's some that's wishy-washy. Stop it. It's the time that they need you the whole entire game. Be there Saturday, 3 o'clock start. You got plenty of time. Go get your party on, go get your breakfast, your lunch, whatever, and then come in your seat and go cheer these Green Wave on to a conference championship. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think nobody's gonna leave, but what we do need is those season ticket holders who has tickets and don't even show up to the game to show up.
Yeah.
All those seats on the other side, yeah, them people, they need to show up.
Hey, bro.
Everybody
Hey,
need to show
bro.
up for this game.
Like I said, there's only 6 sections left. And guess what? Mostly the people on the other side, I think they're coming because those are sold.
Good. Now I'm gonna say this: John Rice Plumlee ran all over Tulane that last game. They got to contain him. They got to put a spy. We eliminate him from running. Tulane chances for winning are great.
And
Big time.
here's the good news. I think John Rice Plumlee is not 100% because
Ooh.
that backup was in a lot last night.
Yeah.
So I think he's hurt again. So if the backup is in, that's a bigger chance for Tulane to win. Because he's mobile, but he's not as mobile, not as fast as Plumlee. And I don't know if his arm strength is as good as Plumlee either. So like I said, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens before game time. The Plumlee, he might play, but I don't think it's 100%.
Hey, I'm gonna say the same thing. I said Tulane need to drop them offers right there. That's two studs right there. Mike and DK Jr. Shh, drop them offers. What you waiting on? Players right here in your city. Come on, man. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
All right, BK. Before we get to our picks, you was at the Bayou Classic. You saw the game. I will let you speak on it because I can't speak on it. I didn't watch it.
Of course you didn't watch it.
I guess I ain't swag.
You ain't HBCU either. You know what I'm saying? I hate to call you out, bro, but like one year, me and you needs to go to a HBCU game so you can understand the.
I've been to Bayou Classic before.
Oh, you been? Okay.
I've been to a few of them.
Okay. You passed. Cause I'm about to say, I'm like being at Archbishop Shaw and everything. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're not too hypnotized and be like,
hold on now. Hold
no,
on.
I ain't gonna call y'all like that. I ain't gonna call y'all like
Don't
that.
think I went to Shaw and all that. No, don't think that. No. Let's not go there.
We know you wanted to go to the other school, but it's all love. But we're not gonna say that other school's name.
Hey,
but we know.
Thank you to my parents for making the correct choice to send me to Archbishop Shaw. I love my 4 years over there.
And some people from Archbishop Shaw regret those 4 years. But we'll move on.
Hold on,
we'll move on.
Let me answer David Kennedy right quick.
Go ahead.
Say HBCUs don't recruit our boys. Period. I'm gonna say this, DK. I'm going to say this. I know when Coach Hank left the first time and Bane's father was there and Tommy was there, yeah, we didn't see an HBCU come on campus. But I'm going to tell you this. When I was at Shaw and Coach Hank was the head coach there, Pete Richardson came on campus. What's my man name from Grambling? What's his name?
Roderick Fobbs? Or
No, man. Eddie
Robinson.
Eddie Robinson came on campus. They were recruiting people. So hopefully with Coach Hank back, they'll be back on campus recruiting our boys.
And it's been a good bit of HBCUs been having a lot of New Orleans players.
Yeah.
A lot of them. So trust me, DK. They're gonna be, trust me, Eric Dooley and Hugh Jackson and even some representative for Jackson State will make a pass by Shaw and take a look at some of their players.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. And you know how much my brother fighting for y'all to get scholarships, DK. So yeah, I think they lie. Yeah, I think they lied to y'all. I believe that. I believe that. So, but I can find more out about that. Yeah, you called them out on it. Good. All right, BK, go ahead with your Bayou Classic thoughts.
My thoughts on it. It was pretty interesting. It was a surprise that the game was closed early and everything else. Grambling had a good game plan. I mean, they ran at Southern, but they ran mostly on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's mainly maybe the weakest side for Southern, and they was very successful on that and everything else. And they wasn't running on that right side of the line because it seemed like they got a lot of strength, and even in the secondary with my man at cornerback Rodney Johnson Jr. Shout out to him, he had a real decent game. So with that, they were successful and they moved the ball and they mixed it with the play action, and they were successful with it. There was no score for the longest, and then Southern, and then I'm sorry, Grambling got on the board first 7-0, and then Southern came right back, tied the score up. I mean, they struggled offensively, but they got it together finally. They got on the ground. The quarterback did very, very well, McCray, for Southern. He really got that ball going. And him and a lot of the offense, they started to run at the Grambling defense and they started wear them down. And that was really key. And then it helped the Southern defense that kept them in it. And they finally made some key stops. And all of a sudden, they took the lead in the second half. And then a fumble, scoop, and score. And it's really happened on the left side of the line of scrimmage, the weak side. So they came up big, forcing the fumble. And there was a scoop and score. And then two pick sixes
Mm.
by the Southern defense on that particular weak side. So what a bounce back there. And I mean, there was one guy. I mean, he got ripped all over the whole game for Southern. He wound up having a knockdown and a pick six. So how about that? A lot of karma in that game, but a good day, a good win for Southern. And congratulations to Eric Dooley and the squad for winning the Bayou Classic and the SWAC Western Division Championship because last week Prairie View could have clinched, but they messed up. So guess what? They lost last week. Southern with the win. They can go to the championship game. I thought you went to go. No, man. Did you think the ball head? I know Hugh Jackson. No, 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 no. I started. I'm gonna tell you my journey in a second, but for Southern getting that win, that's big. It's huge for the team. Shout out to Eric Dooley. They will take on Jackson State next week for the SWAC championship up in Jackson, Mississippi. Whew. And shout out to my boy Rodney Johnson, man. I mean, I'm proud of what he's doing. I know his mom very, very well. We pretty tight, and he's a guy that I mentored personally, and I'm proud of what he's doing, and that made me enjoy it. And also shout out to Miss Sophomore, who was part of the royalty court at Southern. Her name is Miss Sydney Coulier, as my the cousin, and she was out there yesterday, and big shout out to her, and shout out to Rodney. I mean, proud of those kids. They're really doing some good things. And good thing about Rodney Johnson, the scary part about him, he played in the car, played a little bit in the secondary and stuff like that. He comes to Southern hardly with some playing experience in football. He worked hard. He wound up getting the rotation. He played a good little bit early. Players got suspended. Players got hurt. He stepped in the starting lineup at homecoming, and he has been starting since. And he has 3 more years of eligibility. So big ups to him, and I'm proud of what he's doing, and I'm proud of my cousin as well. She's doing great things, great start so far. Very smart student over at Southern University.
Good deal. Good
And
deal.
and Dave, I'm gonna say this: I started first at Southern University of New Orleans. That's what I started at. I started Southern University of New Orleans when I went to school, and I tell you, man, Suno, I got opinions about him. I'm not gonna say it on air. Personal opinions I don't like, but at the same time, I started there. Some people say it's not part of Southern University. Yes, it is. It's the Southern University system. So that's what it is. I started there, and then I transferred. So you left Alabama. Oh yeah, yeah, man. Me and Dave Kinsey, we go way back, man. I used to be. Me and him used to always run into each other, working out in the gym and stuff like that. I'm still getting in. I'm actually a little more in shape now. Thank goodness. I'm trying to stay there. But yeah, I was in Mississippi, Dave. I took a job, SID job in Mississippi, which I really loved, and it might be a possibility I might be coming back soon down the line. We will see. But but yeah, I knew you probably had kids because you always talked about your wife and your family, but I didn't know how things worked out the way it did, and then your son. I mean, when I heard the name last year, it tripped my head out because I said David Kinsey Jr. Like, wait a minute, there's only one David Kinsey I know, and all of a sudden I see him in the stands. But that's my guy right there, man. That's my guy.
Hey, David Kinsey. I met this dude at Spanky Sports Bar on Gretna Book. Too many mutual friends in one spot.
Too many mutual friends. We watching UFC.
UFC.
We
Yeah.
watching UFC,
Yeah.
and we always like kicking it because we had one big time mutual friend, and then when we had a nice conversation, and then the thing was, he said his brother's name,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, wait a minute, I used to cover him. So I go way back a little bit knowing who his brother is. I didn't know him personally, but I know who he was. So that's where we kind of clicked from there. And we always see each other at Spanky's or wherever else watching UFC. And I think we really got to know each other as friends. And you can say now as brothers. But even the UFC crew, we still keep in contact with one another and stuff
Yeah.
like that. One of our guys is actually getting married soon. Shout out to Gabe, you know what I'm saying? So, but we still keep with each other up. We kind of miss the times we've been together because we all have our schedules. But at the same time, the UFC click, big shout out to them. I mean, that was some interesting Saturdays. We had
Yeah,
to go
without a
watch some
doubt.
pay per views. Some of us that came from work. Some of us, man, hey, bro, you going to Spankers? Who owns the UFC tonight? So we clicked up somewhere. We can get off work, off a wedding or whatever, and we get together. We watch the pay per view, and sometimes some of the places be packed, but we make room.
Bruh. Yeah, bro. I remember, dog. I remember, bro. It was one of Floyd Mayweather fights.
Hmm.
And he had when I got there like at 9 right when it came on, and it was stupid packed. And I was in the back of Spanky standing watching the fight. I said, never again. The next Floyd fight, I was at Spanky's at 2 o'clock. I had to borrow the seat. I was not being denied this.
Man, yeah,
I can't tell
bro.
you the last time I've been at Spanky's, man. I can't tell you. Yeah,
Hmm.
look, he just realized this too like a couple weeks ago that me and Chad were brothers.
Oh yeah.
A small
Mhm.
world, bro.
Dave, there's a reason why I said what I said about his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about that. I'm not gonna say the conversation here, but we kind of talked about that in a certain subject, you know what I'm saying? That, hopefully one day Chad could step in and do something. So that's what I was talking about one day, you know what I'm saying? So, we support I know JB supports him a lot, and I'm glad you support him. I support him too, because getting to know him more and more, he's like another brother. He's like another little brother too. You know what I'm saying? So but also meeting his family. His family is awesome. I mean,
Thank you.
Jared and Chad's got great family. They embrace me like I'm their son. So it's all good, man. Every time I run to his people, they always shake my hand. His mom is like, you got like she ran to me in the grocery store. You gotta get something for me. So but like I said, I mean, it's like family, and it's amazing. Dave, I'm gonna say this: it's amazing how much his family knows a lot of my family.
Yeah.
So it's outside the mutual friendship. We find out that a lot of our family know their family. So it's crazy. It's crazy how the Boyds know a little bit of the Jones/Coulier family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy.
Yep. All right, my brother. Let's get to
There
these
we go.
semifinal picks. Let's
Let's get
do it.
these picks. Let's get these
We're gonna
picks. Been on the show too long. Let's get in these picks.
All right, here we go. D4 select semifinals. First matchup. Vermilion Catholic, the number 1 seed, hosting number 4 St. Martin's. Harlem Berry got to carry this team on his back for another week, but I think it's not going to be enough. I got number 1 seed Vermilion Catholic. Who you got?
Man, I like Vermilion Catholic. Very good team, but you know what? Local, like, let me tell you something. Southeast Louisiana had a bad week. This week about to be the bounce back.
Oh,
St. Martin's. I'm going
oh,
St. Martin's, Harlem Berry, carrying his team. The deepest that St. Martin's has ever been in the school history. It will continue to the dome. Harlem Berry, St. Martin's to the dome.
I hope you're right. I really do.
I hope so. I'm going out on them. I'm not disrespecting Vermilion Catholic. That is a
No,
hell of a program. But I really think Harlem Berry is sending a message to the state and why that he's the best running back in the state of Louisiana.
he's the best, or he's the best sophomore running back.
Best running back right now. Because look
Oh,
where his team is.
okay, all right.
Just saying. Just saying. No disrespect to none of these other backs. But who is the one back that's still in it? And not too many that's still in it. So
Trey
I
Holly.
think he's one of them, and Trey Holly. So I think that's the two that's left. Amazing.
Okay. The other semis for D4 Select. Number 3, Washita Christian, hosting number 10, Ascension Catholic. I'm going with the green and gold, Washita Christian.
I'm gonna go with the Duck Dynasty itself. Duck Dynasty in Washington. The reason why I say Duck Dynasty because a lot of the Duck Dynasty people, I think, live around there and
Mm-hmm.
have some children that go there. So they are big time behind this football program. Great facilities, all that. They have really came up in North Louisiana with that program and a very good one. Washita Christian, and they have taken over that area. So trust me, especially that Washita area. Why do you think Washita is where they are? Washita Christian will get back to the now.
D4 non-select semis. And before I say anything, my good friend, he talked about Kentwood so much. Kentwood went down to Oak Grove, 14-7, under the tank. And you know how hard it is to win under that tank, bro. Man.
It's
Anyway,
see. You can get the bragging rights. It's cool. I had a bad week. See, I'm a man about mine. I ain't used to be like that back in the day when I first started my show. I didn't care. I was going to defend mine. No, I had to learn to be a man and take my
take a
losses.
loss.
So
That's
I'm
right.
so I'm being a man. I was wrong. You were right about Oak Grove. I'm gonna give you that. And you
Yo,
ain't
I
hardly
pick, I
give me.
pick, I pick Kentwood too.
Oh, you picked Killwood
I
too.
picked Kentwood
All
to face
right,
Haynesville.
all right,
So
all
yeah,
right,
I
all
lost
right.
too.
Now see. The thing was, Oak Grove. We knew they were a good team. But I was thinking that Kentwood, it could be closer, and I think Kentwood could pull away and win that game. Kentwood had an unbelievable season.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable season. Probably one of their best seasons maybe in school. I'm not gonna say one of the best. You can say their top 5 years that they had. Because winning the state championship would have been icing on the cake, and you could definitely say one of the best in history because of the schedule and the teams they beat this year. But for them, it was a great year, and I think they still got a good bit coming back next year. But man, that's a tough loss for Kentwood. I mean, 14-7 to survive, for Oak Grove to survive, amazing. Against Haynesville, I'm going to ride the momentum of the Oak Grove Tigers getting it done in Haynesville. I know
And I'm
Haynesville your pick. I know it's pretty much because that's your team you picked to win the championship. Go ahead, Jared.
I picked them to get to the championship. I didn't pick them to win the championship yet.
Okay.
But I'm sticking with Haynesville. I'm sticking with them most definitely. The Mangum Dragons, number 3 seed, going to number 2 Homer. I'm going with the Mangum Dragons.
Agreed. I think I'm gonna go with Magnum. I mean, very consistent, very good program. Trying to look for another state title. Home was a hell of a team. It's gonna be very, very close. I got Magnum. I'm gonna say Magnum by a field goal. It's gonna be a really close game, but I think Magnum pull it up. They'll get back to the down.
We go to Division 3 select semifinals. First one, we talked about this team earlier. ULab. They are going pretty much down the street somewhere to play Number 4, Dunham, right in the Baton Rouge area. Uh, I think it's gonna be close. I think it will be close, but I think ULab pulls this out. I'm going ULab.
I gotta agree with you. I have to agree with you. Dunham has made a really good run. They've really proven themselves, and but ULab, the way they're playing right now, they're very, very dangerous, and it's a team that could possibly win the whole thing. They're playing good at the right time, and that's what a lot of great teams do to win a championship. It ain't about how you start, it's how you finish. But I like ULab winning in a very close one against Dunham.
Number 3, Notre Dame coming down to take on number 2, St. Charles Catholic. I'm going St. Charles Catholic. I think it's close early in the first half. I think St. Charles pulls away in the second half, wins by at least 10. I got St. Charles Catholic.
Notre Dame and St. Charles in another war. In another war. They have battled to some great ball games, grinding out on the over under. Take the under 24, because this how close it's gonna be. It's gonna be a close game. Louis Cook, probably one of his best teams he has had in a while. Notre Dame is gonna really get St. Charles problems, but I like the Comets winning by a field goal. This is how close it's gonna get. I like St. Charles pulling out another Notre Dame St. Charles classic.
We go to Division 3 non-select. This may be one of the better classes this year. We're going to start off number 1, Manning, hosting number 4, St. James. This is about to be a showdown with all of the talent that St. James have, going up against a stud in himself, Manny Superstar, who's going to play at USC, Tackett Curtis. Bro, David Kinsey said this is the best game of the week right here. This game here is the best game of the week. I think I got something better. I'll get to that later. But this, yeah, I think these two games here in D3 non-select are gonna be some dog fights. I think we can get ready for close games. Bruh, Manny had to come back to beat Rose Pine. St. James beat Avoyo so bad, Avoyo's head coach retired the day after. The truth, he retired.
Yeah. I was seeing that. I know a mutual friend of ours who's not here, and I know he's probably gonna watch the podcast. I mean, like, all I'm gonna tell you, my friend, is wow. I'm like, sometimes you don't want to cash a check your butt can't cash, bro. And I kind of felt it a bit, and I'm more surprised that it was like a tap out even after. So sometimes you build a program to what it is, and then all of a sudden one little thing happens and it might go crashing down. But I'm just hoping that Avoyles don't completely crash down as a program after what they built.
I'm sorry. I know you're talking some reaction just happened. A screenplay was just happened to Derrick Henry. He ran 70 yards from at the 1 yard line, but one of his O linemen was behind him. No, not an O lineman. Burks that played at Arkansas recovered the ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Sound like some fantasy football stuff. So basically,
Not for me. Not for me.
so basically, Travis Henry had a screen.
Derrick Henry, yeah.
Derrick Henry had a screen. He was almost gone. He fumbled it, and
like the 2 yard line, he fumbled
the
2 yard line.
And then
Burks
got the touchdown.
Yeah. All right. Let me get my pick. Back to here. So I said Manny and Union Parish would play in the championship game. I'm going to stick with it. Well, I gave both picks anyway. But anyway, I'm going to stick with Manny with a 3-point victory over St. James, man. St. James win, I'm not surprised. This is gonna be a fight. But I'm going to go with Manny with a 3-point victory. Who you got?
Oh, so it's man. No, you're gonna, and I'm gonna give you a lot of credit sticking to your pick instead of just changing it. I'm gonna give you that. I thought you might change it, but man, Manny got Tackett Curtis but he's going to have a huge test because he's going to go against quarterback Braden Williams, who has really shined stepping into the starting lineup. And then also Caden Williams, a healthy Caden Williams that has a lot of speed, a lot of athletes all across the board for St. James. And Lavanta Davis, I'm going to tell you this, he's done an unbelievable job, one of the candidates for Coach of the Year. And I think that tough schedule for St. James has been unreal. I think especially what they did last week up in the Vols. I got St. James winning. Lavanta Davis in his first year leading the St. James Wildcats back to the Superdome by a touchdown.
I hope so. I really do. Don't be wrong. I'm pulling for him. Union Parish taking on a meet. And I'm sticking with Union Parish and Trey Holly. But this is going to be a fight also against a meet. This is going to be another close one. Yes, sir, David Kennedy. He's from Algiers, Lavanta Davis. Yes, he is.
Former
DK.
LB Landry graduate.
Yep.
It's gonna be a close game. Trey Holly. The DK just mentioned another running back. You're absolutely right, my friend. Top 3 running backs is left in the playoffs. I'm gonna rephrase that. Trey Holly is very good. This Union Parish team is very good. They're at home. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna also stick to my pick to get to the state title game. The Amy Warriors, Zephaniah Powell, and his squad, after all they have overcome, they're not scared. They're not going to play with no fear. And I think they're going to pull it off. A-Meet over Union Parish to get back to the Dome, and it will be A-Meet St. James State Championship.
Ooh, that'll be a good one there. That'll be a good one. All right, on to Division II Select Semis. Here we go. Number 1, St. Thomas More taking on number 4, E.D. White. I got St. Thomas More. I think that their defense is going to be disciplined on stopping their run, and then they're going to be able to throw the ball on E.D. White. I got St. Thomas More by 14.
Whew, this
Matter
is
of
going to be
fact,
close.
about 20. About 20.
This is going to be a really close game. Rematch of the state championship last season. That this game was in Lafayette. This time they got to go back to STM. STM, great ball club. No disrespect to Coach Jim Tatow and his team. They are the team to beat, and they have proven it. It's a tough one to pick. It's a tough one to pick. You know what? This has been payback. There have been a lot of payback games, and we've been seeing it the last couple of years. I think E.D. White is going to get redemption. I think this is their payback game, and I think they're going to get it done. I think the run game is going to handle business and take STM off the field. I got E.D. White by a field goal as the Cardinals finally go to the Dome.
You mean go back to the Dome? Because they were there last year, right?
Well, they didn't play in the Dome. They played in Lafayette.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Select.
Yeah, select.
Correct.
Yeah.
My fault. All right.
But they'll get back to the state championship game, but they'll go to the Dome.
I got you. Cool.
Yeah.
The other semifinal in D2 Select, number 2, Turner's Catholic versus number 6, LCA. The I-10 and Lafayette Showdown round 2. And the game between these two from earlier this year is on YouTube. And LCA gave away the game on a long bomb pass play. That's how Turner's won that game. Well, history will be rewritten come Friday night. LCA is going to win this game by a touchdown. They're not going to let the same mistake happen and letting a comeback happen. I got LCA defeating Turling's Catholic.
Man. I'm going to say this right now. Pick the over in this game. Pick the over. Over 35. Pick the over because this is going to be crazy. This is going to be a straight shootout. LCA trying to get back to the state championship game. Try to have some redemption on their minds. Turling's Catholic, a very good team. And they're very I'm gonna say this, they're very fortunate to get to this semis. Very fortunate. LCA can win this game, but like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, Turner's Catholics on a mission. They are on a mission. They're on a mission. You can say they're on a mission from God because they have never got to the state championship game. I think Turner's Catholic is gonna pull it off by a field goal against LCA in a very close game. I got Turlins to go to the Superdome, finally cracking the code to get to the state title game.
Turner's field goal kicker did miss field goal against Shaw. Just
If it
saying.
ain't a field goal, it'll be by a touchdown. So either way.
All right. We're going to Division 2 select. Here we go. Division 2 non-selection.
Yeah, I hate that. Hate that stuff.
Y'all
need to stop. Hey,
it's bots.
Do me a favor. Block them if you could, so they won't have to come on here no more. I hate that. Go ahead. Yeah. St. Thomas More LCA.
Yeah.
Well, I got the other way around. Is Mr. Jimbo official from the area? From that area?
I think he is.
Yeah, he must be from the Lafayette area. Big time respect to y'all area, bro. Go back to the podcast and we said something about that area. But big ups to y'all, not just to y'all district, but y'all whole area. Y'all deep over there.
All right. D2 non-select. Number 1, Iowa. Take it on number 4, North DeSoto. 2 good teams. No, Jimbo from the West Bank.
Okay.
West Bank.
West Bank.
All right. 2 good teams right here. But man, something's telling me Dennis Dunn is on a mission with North DeSoto. Iowa been playing good ball. Oh, there you go. He played for Coach Hank at West Jeff. All right.
Ah, nice.
Ooh. That's right. That's right. He did tell me that. We talked in Messenger. Yeah, he did tell me that he played with Coach Hank at West Jeff. That's correct. My boy say something to his office, VK.
Sorry, man. I'm like,
but yo, I am going North DeSoto on this one. I think they will get the job done over our way. What you got?
Man, I'm going with North DeSoto too. They overcame a lot last week. They overcame a lot. I told you that game was gonna be close against Brew Bridge because there's something about that stadium, bro, and there's something about certain weather you play there. It's gonna be hard to get a win for Dennis Dunn to get that win. I mean, Brew Bridge was this close to pulling off that upset, but I like North DeSoto. Yeah, Dennis Dunn does have a mission. He's got North DeSoto on the rise, and they're trying to really crack the code too. So North DeSoto finally gets to the Superdome.
DJ 1-3. Yeah, he was at the Kennedy game.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where he was at. Mm-hmm. All right. Lutcher going to play number 2, West Feliciana. Lutcher, man, I don't see where West Feliciana can keep the talent that Lutcher has. I'm going Lutcher.
Should be a very, very close game because West Feliciana, they're not too far off from winning the state championship years ago. And the Saints are a very, very good program indeed. But I think DeJuan Lunch Winfield and the Lutcher Bulldogs, coached by Dwayne Jenkins, is going to get it done. I think they'll get the win on the road, and they will be in the state championship game next week.
There you go. We agree. D1 select semis. Here we go. We're almost done. 4 picks left. Number 8, Karen Crow Bears taking on number 13, Brother Martin Crusaders. Brother Martin peaking at the right time. Offense is finally doing what we thought they would have done for a long time. But these Karen Crow Bears, man, different story. Can Coach Mark Bonice of Brother Martin finally get over this semifinal hump? He gets there and he loses every time. It's like someone put some voodoo on him. He's cursed. He can't get over this semifinal hump. Can Tory Lambert carry his team? Tory Lambert ran for 300 yards last week on Northwood Shreve. Well, not last week, 2 days ago, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Carencro took out big bad Warren Easton. They beat Carl for a state championship. Who to pick?
Yeah. Tough for you.
Not really. I got the Carencro Bears defeating Brother Martin and going to the state championship game in the Superdome. I got Carencro.
Well, the biggest curse out of everything right now is Brother Martin not making it back to the title game.
Hold on 1 second. DJ, what game? Type it in. What game you talking about? I'll tell you where it's at. Go ahead, DK.
The biggest curse right now is the Brother Martin Crusaders not getting back to the state title game since 89 or something. It's been a long, long time since they got there.
Yep.
Carencro, you see their resume. Their resume is just so big, man. I just, man, it's kind of crazy. You know what? I think after what all Mark Bonice has done and everything else, and how certain fan bases are ungrateful for what he's done and everything else, but for what Brother Martin has overcome to get what he need to be, I think this time is the time. This is it. This is it. I think Brother Martin gets it done. They have the size to match up with Carencro. They might not. They have some athletes. I'm gonna tell you that because that secondary was a monster against St. Augustine, and the running back Tory Lambert is hot. He's hot. He's hot right now. That's what's hot. He's what's hot in the streets. So, and Mark Bonice, a good friend of mine. I'm gonna go with the Brother Martin Crusaders. Yes, Reggie Johnson, wherever he is. Yes, I'm picking the Brother Martin Crusaders to finally crack the code, beat Carencro in the Crow Dome, and to get to the state championship.
So the game is at Carencro, DJ 13. The game is at Carencro. So you got Brother Martin. I got Carencro. Let's go to the next game. Number 2, Catholic, hosting John Curtis. Catholic got to win over Carr. Curtis got revenge over Bird from 2 years ago in the semis. Does Catholic get back to the Dome, or does Curtis finally, after hiatus for a couple years, get back to the Dome? Close early, but Catholic pulls away in the second half. I don't think Curtis has anyone that can cover Sheldon Sampson. I got the Catholic Bears going back to the Dome.
Oh man, close game here. Very, very close game here. I think I would want to pick JT Curtis in that squad. They have been playing really, really good. Lights out and everything. This is a great chance for Curtis to get it done. But I'm going to agree with you. I just can't do it on this one. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Nah, Jimbo. Nah, Cadlick is like four-time state champions. They've been in the Dome many times.
They beat Curtis
before.
in the Dome for the title.
Yeah, so they beat Curtis. Last season they won a title. They beat Jesuit. They're like they won the title, I believe, 4 times now. They're going for their 5th.
But what he's saying is their first time in the Dome, period, playing for championship. That's not true.
That's not true.
Last year was at Tulane against Jesuit, but they played Curtis twice in the Dome, and I think they both won one, if I'm correct.
Right, and Cadlick
is the last one.
Yeah, Curtis is looking for their 5th state. Cadlick is looking for their 5th state title, and Cadlick I think the very first time they went in the Dome, they played against Rummel, and they beat him. They beat Archbishop Rummel. That was the back from that was the time they beat Rummel in the Dome. Remember that was the back from LSU, plays for Kansas City.
Clyde?
Yes, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was the back. Go look it up. I'm telling you that
The only time I remember Roma losing the dome was to West Monroe.
No, they lost to Catholic by a field goal. I was at the game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire lit them up. That was right after the other guy that played for LSU and played for the Redskins.
Guys.
Yes, when
Okay.
Dice left, he stepped in and he lit them up. The first play of the game, he scored like an 83-yard touchdown.
Uh-huh. All right. So you got Catholic as well.
Yes, I got Catholic as well. I got Catholic winning that ball game. Could be close early, but I think Catholic will pull away. I think Catholic is the better team over John Curtis. John Curtis did tremendous last week against Bird. I mean, they made big plays. I think the thing about Curtis, they are capable of making the big play. They are capable of making the big play. JT is going to have them ready. But I think Catholic is the better team, and I think Catholic wins.
All right. David Kinsey. That's why I asked him the best. Best like in the state. Because I say the best sophomore, or are you saying the best in the state, or are you saying the best remaining running backs? Let's try to clear this up. I think because maybe we're confused on your thinking. Are you saying Harlan Berry is the best running back in the state when compared to every running back we've seen this year, or are you saying he's the best remaining running back with Trey Holly and Torrey Lambert?
He is the best remaining right now.
Okay, that's what you meant. Okay,
He's the
okay.
best remaining. It's hard for me. I'm saying he's one of the best. I didn't say he was the best. I'm saying he's one of the best that's left. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to pick who's the best right now. It's hard for me to pick who's the best right now.
They're all good.
Trey Holly can be the leader. You can put Harlan Berry behind. You can put DK behind. You gotta put Fred Robertson in there. You have to, because I'm sorry.
I got a lot of running backs better than him, bro.
No, 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 no,
Yes, I do.
no.
Yes, I
Who
do.
that?
Yes.
Huh?
Huh?
Say again.
I got running backs that I think are better than Fred Robinson. They're
I
good, but I got better than him.
I don't know, bro, because you have to look at a lot of the big games that Easton played and the numbers he put up. That stumps some of them, because the fact of the matter is, the biggest thing is what you do in the big game. What you do in the big day does matter. Like David DK had some big games, big numbers, and big contests. So the thing is, you have to put that in account to it. You know, like you talk about your boy, Spencer the Rattler, and like how bad of a year he's having, but all of a sudden you talk about the 6 touchdowns, and it has to be recognized. Sometimes certain things have to be recognized,
When it
especially
comes to
with
Spencer
big
Rattler,
performance.
you are his number one hater. And I will throw that back in your face every time, because he got a raw deal at Oklahoma because Lincoln Riley
No, he
did not
didn't.
want him as a quarterback.
No,
He
he
wanted
didn't.
Caleb Williams,
No, he
number
didn't.
one. Let's
No,
get
he
that
didn't.
straight.
No, he
Okay.
didn't.
No,
He was
no.
not. He did not have a raw deal.
I showed you the film of the Cotton Bowl last year. You like, he did this, he did that. He didn't throw a pick. He didn't throw a pick of nothing. None of that was his fault. He wanted Caleb Williams. You've been hating on that man for forever.
No, bro.
And these
There's
past
a
2
reason
games,
why.
I
There's a
brought that in
reason
your
why.
face of what he has done.
There's a reason why
New
that
system,
Caleb.
new teammates, and it's finally
No,
coming together,
you don't.
and they rocking and rolling, and you don't want to get a man no props.
I'm not giving this prop because he's inconsistent. He had 2
No.
touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns yesterday. Still 2 interceptions. That's inconsistency. He had a good game. He did enough to help South Carolina win.
He on the field and did what he do.
Look, let me tell you something right now.
Back to the running back, bro. You brought
let's get back to the running backs. That's something for another day. So I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna move on. The Texas game a couple years ago proved how bad Spencer Rattler is.
A couple years ago, that's 2 years ago. He
2 years
came
ago.
back in the game and won the game. What you talking about?
No. Caleb Williams helped him come back to win that game.
I told you the film. He did nothing wrong.
Yes,
Lincoln Riley did not want him as the quarterback.
What you mean? What you mean he did nothing wrong? He threw 3 picks.
Turnover.
What you mean a turnover? They had 3 pick sixes. You ain't see the game?
No, he threw interception because the freaking receiver ran the wrong route. That wasn't his fault.
Whatever. You're the
That's my running
president.
back.
You're the number. Yeah. I'm the number one Spencer Rattler here. He's the president of the Spencer Rattler fan club. That's who he is.
Okay.
I wish Spencer Rattler all the best. He's still 100% trash to me, but
Yeah,
we'll
to
see what
you. Okay.
happens.
All
We'll see
right.
what happens down the line. I
Yeah.
might be wrong. I might be freaking wrong. I might be wrong.
You will be
We'll,
wrong.
we'll see. We'll
You will
see.
be. Go
All,
ahead.
all, all I'm gonna tell you, if Georgia win the national championship, I'm going to give my boy Spencer Bennett. We making a drive around the country, and he gonna slap the taste out of everybody. That's all
You
I
can
gotta say.
go get Spencer Bennett all you want. Go right ahead.
Oh yeah, we gonna
Back
slap
to
the
the running.
taste out of
Back to the
him.
running
Let's
back.
go
Let's
back to
go.
running backs.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Now, what I was saying about what I'm saying more than anything else is the fact that I'm saying about Fred Robinson because of the fact that he had some great games in big contests.
What happened against
He's
Carter?
Well, he didn't play that
He didn't
well.
break 70
But
yards.
what happened against Catholic? 189 and 3 freaking touchdowns. Against
That
Carver, over 270 something yards. Against Karen Crow, he had a big game. I mean, bruh, he picks up big numbers. But to me, I cannot pick who's the best because it's just so deep this year. It's the deepest it's ever been.
yes, the
It's the
truth. That's the
deepest it's
truth. As
ever
deep as
been.
ever been.
So hard. Oh yeah. Like somebody didn't
Look here,
yeah.
bro. Look here,
Yeah.
bro. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever come on my show and brag about winning over me, okay? You got my
Hey
number.
man.
You got my number. You could do that. You can go on Facebook and brag. But on a show live, don't you ever do that. You understand?
Hey
You
man.
understand me, bro? Don't do that again.
Hey man.
Don't ever do that again, bro. You see?
Charles Allen, congratulations, brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you got all the bragging rights you want to, brother. Congratulations. And also, we know that Jared J.B. Boyd is now the irrelevancy like Spencer Rattler. Congratulations, brother.
Bro,
Woo!
Charles won by 14 points, bro. And my receivers for Washington, Adunzier and McMillan, almost brought me back. That close. The mistake I made when I heard Blake Corum was playing, I put Blake Corum back in. I took out Maryland running back Hemby. And Blake Corum got re-injured on his second run. Hemby ran for 25 points. That's where it's at right there. If I would have kept Hemby in, I'm the champion. Now, second year in a row, college football, I lose in the championship.
And new.
Get Charles out of here, man. Let me get him out of here. All right, look. All right, let's get back to where we were. We were at Callaghan Curtis, and we answered David Kenzie's question about the running backs and all that. But yeah, it's this running back year. This has been a crazy year for running backs in Louisiana. There's so many great running backs, man, and they all need to be playing college ball somewhere. Every one of them.
We didn't
So
count at how many this year. We didn't count at
we got like over
14.
12, 15.
12,
So
15 backs.
yeah.
And we discover new backs every week. That is
And the thing
unbelievable.
is, Fred coming back next year, Harlem Berry got another 2 years.
Hollenberg, but it's too bad for all the other backs that are seniors like DK Kinsey and
Yeah.
Holly and Jack Swing and all these other great backs, man. I mean, bro, all I'm gonna say to those guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, it has really brought back the position in full form, especially knowing most of the offenses are mostly spread and all that stuff. I mean, man, that is very huge and the deepest ever, man. I mean, it's very great because once in a while you have a Leonard Fournette, you have a Dwayne Woods, a Cecil Collins, a Sean Rhodes, a you know what you mean the Josephs? You got something like the Chiron Carey, Brandon Carey, and all the Bruce James, and all these other great backs. You have them once in a blue moon. You have them maybe 2, 3 a season or 4 a season. This season, this has been unprecedented. over like 15 backs all over the state. And the funny part, we know maybe we heard about in the beginning of the season, maybe about 7, 8 backs. But then all of a sudden, we discover new backs every week. Let's go to Riverside. Let's go this place. Let's go to that place. Bell Chase. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe the amount of running backs we had this season. Amazing. So thank you to all the players this year. It's just unbelievable. Just can't pick who's the best is. But the one thing I'm not going to accept is somebody saying that Fred Robinson is probably the best back ever to come out of New Orleans. No disrespect to Fred, and I love him. He's great. But to me, that's a little bit of blasphemy right there. Just a little bit. Jared, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I think he's muted. Yeah, man. Charles says it's true. A lot of good running backs hoping the colleges and many of these kids get scholarships. Yeah, I hope so. Jared, are you back?
Can you now? Yeah. Now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
All
Yeah, I
right.
can hear you.
So yeah, just say, don't say I'm not gonna accept the fact or somebody saying he's the best running back. Just say I disagree on what someone said.
Well,
Because
I
I
I
respect
I'm gonna
this person said too.
I'm going to respectfully I'm going to respectfully disagree, but also I'm not going to accept that. The reason why I'm not
No,
going to accept that, I'm
the way you
saying
say it,
that.
but yeah, but it sounds like you're taking a shot, and we're not about that. That's why I'm like, just
Well,
respectfully
you're right. You're
disagree.
right. You're right. Right. I'm gonna rephrase that. I'm going to say I'm going to for our sake, I'm
Thank
going to respectfully disagree. The reason why I was saying the other thing was the fact that there are other people that will say the same thing I'm saying. And I'm talking about not just
you.
sources
Mm-hmm.
that I know, but other people who have seen it. They would say the same thing I'm saying. But I disrespectfully, I respectfully disagree. Okay, not, but it's kind of blasphemy. But I disagree with that. So that's all I'm gonna say on that part.
There
But
you go.
love the running back this year. And it's sad. No, Dave said it's sad that
Southeastern only
Southeastern
has 5 New
has
Orleans commits.
found one.
Yes.
But I think Southeastern they're doing what they can to get them. You know what I'm saying? I think they're out here every week. They're out here almost every week. Especially Albert Poirier. Shout out to him. They out there. They recruiting. It's just the fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying, they're committing to other schools. And that's what it is right now. And I'm hoping Southeastern gets more. And it's just the beginning. Because you know how it is with signing day and after signing day. Oh, they're gonna get some kids. They always have a good bit of locals, but it's spread around. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight. It's a big time fight, Dave, because you have to think. You got Southeastern, you got Nichols, which is gonna be back on the rise. You got what LSU, Tulane now they're in the conference championship. Who wants to go to Tulane now? And I think Willie Fritz has been a little bit on the local side a little more now, more than anything else. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be a mad scramble for any kind of talent in this city because there's a lot of schools who want these kids. And then even outsiders like Southern and not just outsiders, but Southern's an insider, but I'm talking about outside the state. They're gonna be coming for these kids. And it doesn't matter to me. It matters that these kids get an opportunity. And I don't care what school they go to. They go where they need to go, handle their business, and be successful. That's what matters to me.
I was about to say that, David Kinsey, because here's your son right here, and your son hasn't even got a look or any type of interest from Southeastern. So I'm kind of disagreeing with VK is saying right now because there are plenty of people that's good enough to play at Southeastern from this city that they have
I,
not even looked at or offered yet.
I'm not saying that though. But I'm saying it's a competition. And the thing is, they should have looked at them. And I agree with that. But at the
Southeastern
same
not
time,
competing against no Tulane and no LSU. They know
no,
who they looking at. They know
no, no,
that.
no, no. It is competition because you have to think about this.
No,
You
no,
no, no, no,
absolutely
no, no,
no.
no. Nah, I'm saying that. Listen. Overall, it is because you have to think about what you're offering in the program and in the school. You know what I'm saying? And then not just that, what you can do for the kid. It's everything in one. Because the thing is, yeah, it's different levels. I get that. It's different levels to it. But at the same time, it's still in competition. Here's a great example. Look at Florida right now. Look at the state of Florida and all these schools, what they're competing for and everything else. Now, I made this statement years ago, and all of a sudden, some people thought it was crazy, but I was dead right. I said it around them, like after hurricane season, after Katrina and all that. And look at how Florida was, how University of Florida was down, how Florida State was down, and then how Miami was going down the tubes. I said UCF is going to be the school that's going to steal Florida. And guess what? Look how successful they became after.
You think UCF stole Florida, or you think I'm trying to see how you saying this? UCF stole Florida as in still in Florida players, or it just became the best Florida school at the time?
Both.
Because they got a lot of transfers that went over there.
Both. But they started getting a lot of Florida recruits too. And that was just real talk. Because the thing is, some of the Florida players went to other schools, but a lot of them who wanted to stay home or wanted to do what they had to do in the state and whatever, they went to UCF before Florida, Miami, and all them rebuilt again.
Okay,
Because the
but you
thing,
you you talk about FBS schools. I was staying on the fact of an FCS school in Southeastern. I mean, I'm gonna use David Kennedy Jr. as an example. Let's say Tulane offers him a FBS school, all right, which is on TV a lot. Okay,
Mhm,
it's on TV a lot, and to play the
mhm,
Southeastern. You
mhm.
think David Kennedy going to Southeastern over Tulane? That's what I'm saying. It's not competition because Southeastern knows what them bigger schools looking at. If they know Tulane, Cincinnati, A&M, Arizona, all looking at David Kinsey Jr., you think they're gonna sit there and offer him? And if them schools offer David Kinsey Jr., but Southeastern knows what offers these players have. They know. So you tell me David Kinsey Jr. from Southeast problem to me, bro.
Well, it's like I said, it's
That's what I'm saying. They not in competition. They right there, David Kinsey can have an offer from Southeastern easily. Easily. His dad sitting here saying what schools have reached out, but they have not dropped no offers on the table. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have an open door at Southeastern to walk right there to Hank Tenney office. Hank Tenney can call David Kinsey Jr. for whatever class he's in to come to the office. And they right there say, hey, man, we're looking at offer your scholarship. That's what I'm saying. This whole state
right.
knows who wants who the 5 stars, the 4 stars, 3 stars, and 2 stars. They
But
know.
but but then sometimes it might be kind of a maybe sometimes a last minute thing. Here's the situation I'm gonna tell you about, and I feel what you talk. I feel where you're coming from. Last season, Alec Mara, who was the kicker at St. James, and not too many
Uh-huh.
schools offered him,
That boy.
and he could kick in
Shit, I can kick.
Southeastern. Now Southeastern, and this was the thing, and they was kind of his parents was kind of insulted about it, and former coach Robert Valdez was kind of insulted about it. Southeastern offered him a walk on, and I was like, wait a minute, he's a great kicker. But then I think there was like 2 schools that offered him and stuff. Good all around kid, talk with him every day. So all of a sudden, it was getting close to signing day and stuff. He still didn't decide. So he went to the late signing day, the February, not the December. So all of a sudden, and I think it was that week, about a day before signing day, Southeastern, and to me, they needed a kicker because you looked at the kicking situation the year before. They really needed it bad. So all of a sudden, the day before, Southeastern was like, you know what? Look, we're sorry. We apologize. We shouldn't even offer you to walk on. Here's a full ride. We offer to you right there, full ride, 4 years. come on up to be a line. And all of a sudden, next day, he signs with Southeastern. And sometimes, kids, it's last minute sometimes with schools and it's last minute with kids. And sometimes I think Southeastern, and I think that Joe Dillon makes a good point. You know what I'm saying? And I think they should try to get DK or Mike, but it just depends on, and then also it depends on what they're targeting. It depends on what target that they have, especially for their program and what they're doing going forward. Because they're gonna recruit any and anybody, but also they gotta recruit what they need. So the biggest thing is their needs, because the thing is they gotta look at their depth chart, Dave. That's the biggest thing. Because they might be deep at the running back position. They might want to bring in DK, but they gotta look at what they have in the depth chart. Because there's some people that they're gonna bring back for sure that's gonna roll, or some that okay, we might have to let go and
And the
recruit him
transfer
to
portal.
replace
The
and
transfer
transfer
portal too.
portal. Exactly. So all that is a factor, Dave. I feel what you're saying, but at the same time, I know that your son is waiting for the offer. He's been interested, and that's great that he's getting interest. But you're just waiting on the offer, and I'm hoping he does get an offer. But I'm like this: kids have an opportunity to get an offer anyway, and I don't like it when they don't get offered to the last minute, like talking about. I'm like, just let's go ahead and put it out there. But I just hope they get that opportunity. I want these kids to get out. That's why I say it don't matter to me where they go to school at, because to me, that opportunity is on the table to go take that scholarship, full ride, good program, go. Even as the only offer, go. They're paying for free. There was a kid I knew long time ago, and I was close with. He played basketball for West Jeff. Not gonna say his name, but he was a very nice player. He was very tall, shoot the ball very well. He's good, powerful on the inside. There was one school out of the West Coast offered him full ride, the only school. He didn't take it. And now, like 30 something now, then he's doing well for himself. But to this day, he tells me all the time, I wish I would have took that scholarship. I wish I would have took that scholarship. And it was a good D1 program. So the thing is, when the opportunity is on the table, just take it and run with it. And I'm hoping DK and I think multiple schools are gonna offer him, Dave. I really think I'm being faithful to it that there's multiple schools that's gonna put down that scholarship on the table for him. I think for him and for Mike Williams and a lot of these kids, they need to be discovered and they need, what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. But at the same time, the first thing is the scholarship, because you want everything paid off. You want everything paid off. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. So you won't have to worry about that when he finishes graduate. You won't have any kind of dues or whatever. I had a niece that played Division 1 basketball, and the biggest thing, like she wound up starting. She wound up starting. She got hurt. She went through a lot. Getting hurt, transferred to a JC, did well, come back to Division 1. But the biggest thing and the biggest blessing when she finally finished and got that degree, Dave, my sister and brother-in-law said, man, we ain't got to worry about paying no student loans, no graduation fee, all that stuff was paid and taken care of. The bigger picture you got to look at first. Get the full ride. And the thing is, it's year by year. It ain't guaranteed for. It's year by year. So meaning if he performs good on the field and off, being at practice, doing what they got to do, you ain't got nothing to worry about because you good to go for the next year. So it's a year by year basis. So that's what if some of y'all on here hearing about the recruiting process and whatever, I'm giving you a little bit of the game. So trust me, it's about getting that offer. That's the first thing. But also, yeah, you do want to find a place where you have an opportunity to definitely, an opportunity to play. And yeah,
But
we
that's what he's saying. Regardless, his college already free because he's a disabled vet.
Right. Oh, right. You're absolute. I forgot, Dave. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. You're right about that because you did tell me. But at the same time, like I said, there's two big things. One is scholarship, and one is playing time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I rather have all the options on the cards on the table. That's just how I look at it. And I think for Dave, yeah, you need to find somewhere that's going to get playing time. You look at Karaz Johnson as a great example, who verbally committed to Nichols, following his dad's footsteps at Nicholls State. You know what I'm saying? Will he sign there? We'll see about that. But at the same time, it's a good step for him and a good opportunity. And then probably is going to get some time. But yeah, hopefully that he'll get the opportunity. I'm surprised Florida State didn't put an offer on the table for him because I know David Johnson's looked at him hard, but I'm surprised that offer's not on the table. Or he committed already. Okay, good. So I hope everything goes well with it. But like I said, whatever opportunity comes, take the opportunity, especially not just for playing time, but for also to get that opportunity for school to get paid. If people got to go transfer portal, and to me, I don't care what anybody say, it's the best thing. It's the best thing happening right now. It's the best thing happening because
It got its pros and cons to it, but also at the same time, it's actually hurting those high schoolers also who's trying to get to play college ball somewhere. And
that's true. That's true. But I'm saying it's really good in general because a great example, the Keaton Thompson situation, how that turned out.
Mm-hmm.
And for real, I think that's why the transfer portal is there. Because what happened to Keaton Thompson, I don't care what anybody say about that. Some people like maybe he wasn't that good. No, Keaton got
Joe Moore did him wrong, dog.
Yes.
Moorhead did him
Moorhead,
wrong.
yes.
Moorhead did him wrong. Period.
Yes.
Joe Moorhead did not want as a quarterback. He brought in the quarterback from Penn State where he was the OC at to come be the quarterback. He did Keaton Thompson wrong.
And he turned out trash.
Trash wasn't the word, bro.
And the Saints wound up freaking drafting him. Thank God they released him. Because, bro, how you come in there just trash you could be as a player, but then on top of that, you get into a fight with one of the players at the end of the freaking season. Mm-hmm. And that when I found out, and I was in Clarksdale, I knew people close to Mississippi State. And when they told me what happened, I was like, that's almost grounds of possibly getting fired. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was like, he's got to go somewhere else because what they did to Keaton Thompson in Mississippi State is dead wrong. He looked like he's doing really good at Virginia, regardless of the fact. And with him adjusting to another position, that's going to help him going into the NFL going forward. But overall, he's still a good student off the field as well, still making the grades. So that's a big thing. It's we're all around performance as an athlete, straight up.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Now, back to our last two picks.
Wow. Now we had a discussion and we went to there. Go ahead. Let's go. Let's get these picks over with, man.
Last two picks. Here we are. All right. D1 non-select semis. Number 1, Rustin hosting number 5, Zachary. I'll let you go first.
Wow. This is gonna be an unbelievable semifinal. I mean, the matchup we've been waiting on. I think Eli, like I mentioned last week, Eli Holstein is not gonna let his team die. He's not gonna let his team die. The defending champs, still the champs until they lose. And they're gonna lose. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game. I hate to say it like that. I've been riding with these Bearcats for the last 4-5 years. I've been saying that Rustin has made the come up in North Louisiana. This is their time. I think the Rustin Bearcats will win close one by a touchdown. It's going to be very, very close. DK agrees with me on that. I know one school I had to eat it about a team going to state championship. But this one, I'm not going. This is the one I'm going to be right on my premonitions on this time. Ruston is proved their hard work is finally going to pay off. The Bearcats returns to the Superdome for the first time since the 80s. Maybe since the
I
90s. Since
got
the early 90s. I'm sorry, early 90s.
and I got the Zachary Broncos. Ruston will not knock off the champs. I think they will get the champs all they can handle and then some. But the defending 5A state champions will win this game by at least 4 points. They got the best quarterback on the field. My boy 17, Tylen, I don't know his last name, but first name Tylen. He gonna be hard to cover. He getting that ball, trust me. And then the defense makes it and wins the game for Zachary. I got the defending Class 5A champs going back to the championship.
You want me to just take it wrong? You just really want me to be wrong. I got you though. I respect your pick though, because Zachary ain't no bad team at all. Yeah, actually,
And
it was more
we
than
both had them.
we both had cars sent out.
we both
But
had
actually,
cars set up.
the two main schools I had, that wasn't the two that I really went out my way for. The two I went out my way for was Kennedy and Ruston. Those were the main two I went out my way for. And I was wrong on Kennedy, and I'm hoping I'm not wrong with Ruston. If I'm wrong with Ruston, I'm like I got a wine, I got a big old wine battle in the fridge. I will take it to the head if Ruston loses. But I'm
All
not
right.
gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm gonna at least get some shots in. I ain't gonna take it to the head totally. But I'm gonna get a couple shots just because I messed up again.
All right. Our last pick of the day. Number 3, Destrehan hosting the defending Class 4A state champions, number 10, Westgate. VK, go first.
Oh my god, this is gonna be an unbelievable matchup. I mean, man,
This is the game of the week right here.
this is it. Hey, hey, I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you. This is definitely the game of the week. Actually, a tie for game of the week between St. James and Manny. I mean,
No,
this is a
no,
this
no, ain't no tie.
no tie.
No.
I
This is the
said
game of the
tie.
week.
I
Okay,
said
if you
tie.
say tie,
You say game of the week,
I
but
say
I'm agree with you a little bit on it because this is a great ball game. I mean, the defending state champions proving why they're the defending state champions. The state champions until they lose. Coach Antoine, outstanding what he has done with the program. Outstanding what they have done in his second year. Outstanding what they had to overcome. But that's gonna end on Friday. They have went on the road. They have beaten great teams. This is going to be a tight ball game. But I think it ends Friday. The Destrehan Wildcats and Marcus Scott. Probably the best chance for him to get to the dome. And he finally cracks the code. Marcus Scott will have his first trip to the state championship. And Destrehan, possibly maybe the best team ever, will get to the dome by a field goal. It is going to be that close on Friday night.
let me say a couple things first. Number one, since the playoffs started, Destrehan's offense hasn't been what it was in the regular season now. Kind of not on the same page a little bit. That gives me some worry, just a little bit. Westgate has played some tough teams. Neville, Slidell, they played some tough teams, man. And it's funny. I talked to Coach Malta Friday night in Lafayette. He showed up and he said, bruh, he said, here's the reason why they defended state champions in Westgate. He said they loaded and young. He said they got a lot of sophomores that could just play on that team. He said they're just that good. He said Westgate is the real deal. So I did some thinking, bro. Did some thinking. I went back again and watched that Westgate Carr game and that Westgate Warren Easton game. And now they playing Destrehan, who runs the similar offense, but has a more mobile quarterback in Jai Eugene Jr. Can Jai Eugene escape this defense that's going to be coming at him, attacking? Because Westgate, they got guys that can cover. They do. This is going to be a great ball game. I will be at this ball game Friday night. Yes, I am. I am going. I will be at Destrehan at 5 o'clock. Why? Because I saw Westgate against Carr last year and all the people they brought to Algiers. The whole city of New Iberia pretty much will be in Destrehan, Louisiana. So I will beat them there.
And they can go down 90 to get there.
Straight shot.
Good straight shot.
Straight shot. Straight down 90, take 310, take that St. Rose Destrehan exit. Boom, you're there. VK. My picks for Destrehan and Zachary to get to the dome. So I am going with the Westgate Tigers to pull off this upset.
I knew it.
And we get the defending champions of 5A and 4A playing for the Division I non-select semis. That should be the main event on Saturday night, but I don't think it is. But I have to check the schedule again. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, some of y'all gonna say I'm crazy. Some of y'all gonna say I'm crazy for making this pick. I'm telling y'all, man, I got this feeling. Westgate coming to town. They're upset about being in Division I, and they're about to prove everybody wrong that you should never count them out no matter what.
Wow. I knew a change.
No, I don't,
was
Don.
coming.
Don, no, I don't. I ain't got to work Saturday. No, I don't. No shot. Not me. Everybody else. Not me, Don.
It ain't me. It ain't me.
But I got a business to run on Saturday, Don. Not me. Yeah, well, it's hard to switch that pick to Westgate, but I'm going with it. Westgate, Zachary.
I knew you were gonna want. Yeah, but I thought you was going. I knew it was gonna be a game. I knew it was gonna be a change. I thought it'd be the other game, but I had a feeling. When you said about that Westgate Carr and Easton, I was like, oh Lord, the change is coming. Oh Lord, the change is coming. It's coming right now. There it is.
Well, I'm gonna be at that game. I'm watching that one. That's where I'm going.
Well, I might be there. I'm gonna see where they got me going.
Let me know.
You know, I'll see what they. Most likely they might be having me there, or we'll just see what happens from there. You know what I'm saying? I would love to go to Destrehan and Westgate. I would love to go there. That would be the place to go on Friday, because a lot of these other teams on the road, so not too many local games this week. You know, because I think what's the local games this week? It's St. Charles, it's Destrehan. I know Brother Martin's on the road. I know
that's it.
That's it.
That's really it. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it, man. That's really it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna text Coach Antoine. I don't know. I'm gonna be there supporting him. Don't give me. I don't want no sideline pass. No. Say that for next year when I go to Westgate. But I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna be there supporting them, sitting on their side too. Since I picked them. No, St. Martin. Yeah. St. Martin got to go to Vermilion Catholic, David.
Yeah, the rule had started. I think there's been like 6-7 years now that whoever's in the semifinals, the highest seed host.
Yep.
You could be one of. That's why teams are so anxious of finishing 1 and 2, because they know regardless of the fact if they get to the semifinals, they're at home. But if the 1 and 2 falls, that means the 1 and 2, both 1 and 2 falls, that means the higher seed will get the home game for the semifinals. Meaning, if you're a 3 seed, you get it 4, 5, whatever's the higher seed on that side.
Before we go, you got any last words, VK?
Yes, yes. I wanted to first of all thank everyone for wishing me a very happy birthday yesterday on Facebook, all over the timelines and all that stuff. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. I've been through a lot of tough outings, tough times for me in the last couple of years, and mostly physically and mentally. And it's a blessing that I'm alive at 44. And mental health means a whole lot. We didn't talk about it last week. We had a death of one of the best actors that we grew up watching and stuff like that, and kind of it had something to do a little bit with suicide, and it's something that was dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we have those moments, especially how life just stresses us out. But but if you really need help, if you're going through stress or anything else, please go get help. Go to a psychiatrist, go talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying, to get some help so you can get yourself mental help. Any kind of help you need mentally, go get it. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna help you down the line. It helps you cope better and it helps you to deal with the stresses of life. So, but I'm blessed to be alive at 44, man. I'm blessed to be alive, blessed to enjoy these moments. I love what I do. I love what I do, man. I love the sports game. I love what we do on the show. I love what I do on the field. That's just what I love to do, man. Just continue to keep me in prayer. But I thank everyone for the birthday wishes and all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to next week because we got a big weekend, especially mostly at Tulane. I'm gonna tell you, Jared, try to be available Wednesday and Sunday if possible. Because the Tulane women has UNO Wednesday, LSU next Sunday afternoon.
Be hard because UPS be in peak season.
Oh, I know. You got to go in Sunday?
I gotta go in early tomorrow.
No, I know you got to go early tomorrow. I'm talking about next Sunday, early,
Like you say, they got a game Sunday night. You saying?
Sunday afternoon.
No, I can't go.
Hmm.
I'll be trying to get sleep then.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Because they got
Yeah.
they got UNO Wednesday, LSU. They got UNO Wednesday night, LSU next Sunday afternoon for 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, nah.
So but there's gonna
Yeah.
be a huge weekend. I'm planning to try to go to those things. But hey, man, it's been enjoyable. Appreciate being on this thing, bro. Thanks
Yep.
for everyone for joining us all over the state, all over. Comments were outstanding, guys. Continue to support us. We'll be on the next couple Sundays and everything else. But man, we've been on long enough, man. But
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Look, we coming back on Sunday. Saints probably play at 12 on Sunday. You going to the thing. Tulane play Saturday. Woo. Might do a morning show.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a morning show.
Morning.
That's got to be best.
10 o'clock.
Well, what a Tulane games before Sunday. Maybe we might have to do that 11:30 thing again. Sunday morning. That
One
would
thing
be.
is that they're running to the Saints game. That's the only
That's
problem.
right. That's right. The Saints is known. The
Yeah.
Saints is known. Shoot. If the Saints, I'll tell you what. Because I don't think we might have not too much to talk about. That let's try 10:30 between 10:30 and 11 and try to keep it short.
All right, there you go. Y'all heard it right here. 10:30, between 10:30 and 11. So we'll be back Sunday. All right.
Yeah.
For my man VK, for everybody that tuned in, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back Sunday. All right, and picking who win the championships.
Well, I hope your weekend clear for the state championship weekend. I hope you clear for that one.
I'll be there, bro. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Thursday might not happen, but Friday and Saturday I will be there. I promise you that.
Absolutely.
All
Yes.
right. Thank y'all. Till then, y'all take care.